What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my review of the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus. So without further ado, let's get started. So this is the new Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus, and I'd like to thank Infinix for being kind enough to send this phone out to me to cover here on the channel, but all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own. In addition to that, Infinix has previously sent me devices that I've covered here on the channel, so definitely take a look at those videos as well if you do want to learn a bit more about the brand. Now, the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus is their latest mid-range device. This phone is very affordable, but despite that, we're actually getting great performance and also a lot of different features here with the phone. We're also getting Infinix AI, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the video, but we're getting a lot of cool AI features here with the phone that actually work really well. Now, before I get too far into things here with the device, let's see what all comes included in the box. Now, you probably noticed this box is a bit thicker compared to your typical smartphone, and there's a good reason for that. There's a ton of stuff in here. So we'll open it up and see what all comes included. But the first thing we have here is Infinix AI. There is a sleeve here. We'll see what's in this sleeve. And you can see the first thing is a SIM card removal tool. And then also, we have a lot of other good stuff. We've got the VIP card right here. Very cool. We're also getting a screen protector. So here's the screen protector right there. So it is made specifically for this device. So it's nice that's included. It's one less thing you have to go out and buy after the fact. And then we have a guide here for the screen protector. And then we're also getting a case for the device. This case actually has magnetic charging built in, so this phone is wireless charging compatible. And then with this case, you can then use the phone with a MagSafe charger. I actually have a MagSafe charger here in the studio. It's not plugged in for this demonstration, but let me put the case in the phone and I'll show you what all that does. So put the case on, and then you can see that it then magnetically sticks to the back of the case. And then from there, you can recharge the phone, do whatever you want with MagSafe. Maybe you have a mount in your car, for example, and you want to use the phone for navigation. You just have it right here, and that's very convenient, and I'm really glad that's built into this case. Then further into the box here, we do have a USB wall adapter. Now, I am located in North America, so this one will not work for me, unfortunately, but it is 100 watts, which is super impressive. And then finally, we do have a USB charging cable here and more Infinix AI branding. And then also, in addition to that cable, we are getting some headphones, which is cool. So there's no shortage of accessories included here with the device, which certainly makes this phone even more worthwhile. Now, with this device, we are getting an in-display fingerprint sensor, and it's very fast and responsive. Definitely appreciate that. And then this display here that we're getting with the phone is absolutely stunning. And especially for a phone in this segment, this display is 6.78 inches, so very large. And it is an AMOLED display, but what's even more impressive about the display here on the phone is the refresh rate. So we'll go over to the settings to show you that, but under display, here it is right there, we can go to screen refresh rate. Now, by default, I believe it was set to auto switch, but you can see here, you can set it manually to 144 Hertz, which is a really fast refresh rate, and especially for a budget smartphone. This is a faster refresh rate than what we're getting with the Galaxy S25 Ultra, so that makes it even more impressive here. But that faster refresh rate is really nice. It makes the phone feel even more premium. And then also, with it being AMOLED, expect to get very good viewing angles as well here with the device. Now, this display is 1080p. We're getting a PPI of 393. We're getting a 20:9 aspect ratio, so a more narrow but taller form factor. And then we're getting a 90.3% screen to body ratio. So this phone has very small bezels, I'm sure you can tell already. Up top here, we do have a hole punch for the front-facing camera, but all the other various bezels are super slim here on the device. Now, with this phone, we're getting 256 gigabytes of storage, but unfortunately no microSD card expansion. And as I mentioned, there is wireless charging, but there is no actual MagSafe compatibility because there is no magnet built into the phone itself. But with that magnetic case, you can actually get magnetic charging. Now, what's also cool though is that this wireless charging feature here at the device is actually compatible with up to 50-watt wireless charging, but you are going to have to use a specific wireless charger that Infinix does sell separately. Now, unfortunately, I don't actually have that charger here for this video, but it does look really cool that you can actually recharge your phone that fast using just wireless charging. Now with this device, we do have face unlock, but like I also showed you, there is an in-display fingerprint sensor, so that's super fast and responsive. Definitely a big fan of that. And then on the back of the phone, we're getting a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 50 megapixel 3x telephoto camera. And as far as video goes, we're getting 4K video with both the front and rear cameras, which is especially impressive. But let's now take a look at some camera samples from the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus. Now you can see these photos right here in front of you, but I'll let the quality speak for itself because you can literally see these images, and I am very impressed with the image quality, especially considering that this device is supposed to be a mid-range smartphone or even a budget phone, but these results from the cameras here on the device are really incredible. I'm really happy with the colors, depth of field is great, we're also just getting excellent dynamic range. All of that is great here with the device. Even the super macro mode does a really excellent job creating kind of that perfect photo. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I don't know if it's because of the MediaTek processor inside. I don't really know what is causing this, but it's just giving us great results with the various cameras here on the phone. So honestly, for a phone in this segment, kind of the lower end mid-range segment, I really can't ask for much more. I'm just really impressed here with the Note 50 Pro Plus from Infinix. But most importantly, I'm curious to know what you think about the various photos and videos from this device. But let's now take a look at some video samples. What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with a front-facing test video from the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus 5G. Definitely curious to know what you think about the video and audio quality. And here's a 4K test video with the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus 5G. And we are getting very fast autofocus in video mode, which is great. But so far, this phone has been very impressive, considering that it's a affordable mid-range device. And again, I'm really impressed how fast it's able to focus on various objects here in the video. And we're also getting some really nice depth of field as well. And now I have the phone set to 3x. So this is 3x zoom right now. And now we're using the ultra-wide camera on the device. Now the ultra-wide camera does limit you at 2K video recording resolution. But in general, it's not really as capable of a camera compared to the main camera, so unless you're really looking to take ultra-wide video, I would certainly use the main camera over this one. But for what it is, it still looks really good. Now with the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus, we're getting 12 gigabytes of RAM paired up with a MediaTek Dimensity 8350 processor, and that combination has been excellent. This phone runs super fast. I did run a benchmark test using Geekbench 6, and I'll show you the scores from that test. You can see here I got a single core score of 1215 and a multi-core score of 4110. So what I recommend doing is running this test on your current phone and then compare your scores to these scores to really see how this device compares. But again, based on my experience of using the phone, it runs really well, performance is fantastic, and I really can't ask for much more. And then as far as charging goes, again, this phone is compatible with up to 100 watt fast charging, which means you can go from 0 to 100% in just 32 minutes. And then with this device, we're getting a 5200 milliamp hour internal battery, so we're getting a very high battery capacity as well. This phone also features NFC, and then we're also getting stereo audio with speakers tuned by JBL. I also like the overall build of this device. I like the little touches here, like the accent color on the power button. I think things like this just kind of make the phone look a little bit different from some of the competitors out there, and honestly, this device really does kind of have its own design. I know that nowadays it seems like almost every new smartphone looks the same, but this phone's giving us very small bezels, something that you don't find all the time in this segment, and I also just like the clean look to it. I also like this back panel here. I love that it doesn't pick up any fingerprints at all, and it just makes the device look very nice at all times, no matter really how much you're using it. Even after a long day of using the phone, you just can't see fingerprints here on the back of the phone, which is really excellent. I also like this kind of unique looking camera module. I know it's a little bit different from what we're used to, but that's also a good thing in my opinion. Now on the left side of the phone, we have volume up and volume down. On the right side, we have the power button. Then on the bottom of the phone, we have the SIM card slot, microphone, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker. And then on the back of the phone, we just have that camera module and Infinix branding. Now this phone is full of AI features, and I know that in 2025, AI is something that we're hearing all the time about, and I'm sure that many of us would like to not hear about it anymore. But one thing that at least stands out to me is when a phone actually has AI features that are worth using. And AI is certainly a theme here with the device. For example, the photo gallery is called the AI gallery. It's not even the photo gallery. So picking a random image here, you'll see this option called AI Studio. We'll go there. I'll go to AI Eraser. And then let's say we want to remove one of these. We'll remove this one. Erase. It's now erasing. And we'll see if it fills in the missing space with something that would make sense or nothing, ideally, at least in this situation of erasing it. And you can see it's now gone. You can kind of see a little bit of evidence that something was there before, but it did do a really good job. We'll erase a little bit more here using the paint tool. So I do like that there's two different tools, kind of a circle to erase and then also a paint to erase. It's now generating a new image once again. And I also like that you can do multiple edits at the same time. One of the things I noticed with my S25 Ultra is that you have to edit something, be done with it, and then re-edit the photo. But here you can just keep editing stuff. So yeah, I would say that's very natural, definitely makes a lot of sense. I do want to save this photo for later, so I'm going to edit without saving those changes. So this one's pretty cool too. It's the AI GC Portrait. Not sure what that acronym stands for, but basically you can capture multiple images of yourself here, and then from there it will basically create a cool AI image of you. So I just did that just by taking some selfies. I haven't even looked at my result yet, so let's pull this up right now and see. And okay, interesting. So that kind of looks like me. I can kind of see where that's coming from, I suppose. Whoa, okay. Is that me as well? And that's me? Okay. We've also got an AI assistant here called Fullax. We'll pull this up. And English is not the first language, clearly, but we'll give it a try. And you can see it's actually using DeepSeek. What is the capital of California? And we'll let that load there. We'll get a reply.
The capital of California is Sacramento.
Cool. So even though maybe it's not necessarily optimized for English, you can ask questions in English and then it will give you replies in English. But this concludes my review of the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus. Now this device is certainly a very capable budget mid-range smartphone, and I definitely think this phone is worth considering, especially if you're looking for a phone that gives you a ton of value, a lot of cool AI features built in, but at the same time is not too expensive. But let me know what you think of the Infinix Note 50 Pro Plus. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. But this is Kevin here, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and have a great rest of your day.